Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, midday in Australia, 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Good morning, Smurfberry Barbecue. Good to see you. Remember, if you do miss the live streams as usual, you can catch up at any time by clicking the videos tab on my Twitch page. Remember too, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, just type !Discord in Twitch chat at any time to get an invite link. We're going to continue working on the House and the Hollow game. We're making that in the Unreal Engine 4.25. We're working on the study for that game. No, we're working on the sitting room for that game. We're going to try and finish that off today. We'll see how we go. We'll try. So let's jump straight in, I guess, into Unreal. So yesterday we were working on the light fittings. We put those in. A couple of them, I'll just hang here for a minute so that you can see what I mean. A couple of them are animated. They will turn flicker and all that sort of jazz. Smurf says that's a weird way to say kitchen. Kitchen. Kitchen will be next. Once we finish the sitting room here, there we go, the light's flickering. Then we're going to be moving on to the kitchen. So you guys will have a kitchen. You've got a gold-plated toilet and you'll have your kitchen soon. So, light fittings are in. What will we do next? What will we do? I think we will bring in some candles. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some candles from another room. We'll go from the study. Turn that on. Oh, not that one. We'll turn that one on. There we go. And I'll sort of like angle the camera so you can't see most of the room. And I'm just going to duplicate this candelabra. And shh, we won't tell the guys at the game studio that I'll let you see another room. I'll just move that out there. I'm going to... That's already in the persistent level, that's good. So now we should be able to turn those off. Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? So we won't tell the game studio guys that I left the room, and I will be doing it again. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to place these candles and stuff in the room, and then I'm going to make some adjustments to the lighting if it needs it. So let's move you right into the corner here. Because it is a tiny room and we don't want to block the player too much. Android Lust says, did you all hear about Twitch possibly getting rid of... No? The creative art category? No, I did not hear that. Where did you hear that? I haven't heard that, no. Explain, where did you hear that? That will be terrible if they did that. Well, I probably wouldn't be streaming anymore. But no, I haven't heard that. You got me worried now. Where did you hear this? Is it just a vicious rumour? I'd be surprised if Twitch did that. I can't see any reason why they'd want to. I mean, it would be very surprising. But listen, you know, after Mixer closing down, because you remember Microsoft's Mixer? The way that all that was handled, closing that service completely down and then transferring it to Facebook or some rubbish like that. Andrew says it's actually on their Twitter in a way. So push it in with IRL category. Oh, really? I'm going to check this out. Hang on. Let's just do a save here, and then I'm going to jump on Twitch's Twitter. That would be very annoying. I don't understand why they would want to do that. Maybe they're trying to get more exposure. I don't know. The creative category has never had a lot of exposure on Twitch. It's always been something a lot of people don't even know it exists. So maybe they're trying to. Twitch supports Twitter. Okay, let me check it out. November 19th. Oh dear. Hang on. Let me open up this browser. Sniper Girl, it's good to see you, Sniper Girl. We're just checking out something that Android Lost said that Twitch are doing away with the creative category, or they're moving it or something. I'm just trying to find the tweet. You're doing, I know, this is what... He just mentioned it in Twitch chat, so I'm trying to find the tweet where they're talking about it. Is it this that you're talking about? We're rolling out Discovery Experiment? Sniper Girl says they're going to make it even harder to find artists. Great, yeah, it's this one, I think he says. So they're doing an experiment, discoverability experiment. So they've got games, music, IRL, and esports. The art category will be found within the IRL directory. If you take a look at the help page, you can check out the directory, what they will look. Let's have a look. This is just insane. Twitch, what are you doing? Games, IRL, and music directories. Goes beyond gaming's home for everything from see, this is rubbish, Twitch. Don't do this. I don't understand why Twitch want to mess with everything all the time. Why did Twitch create these directories? Finding something that you'll enjoy isn't always straightforward. Well, you're going to make it even harder for people to find creative streams. You're going to shove them into the IRL directory with, you know, thousands of other IRL streamers. It's just terrible. Oh, man. And I'm really annoyed that Twitch, as an affiliate streamer, I'm really annoyed Twitch did not clue me into this prior to putting it on their Twitter account. I mean, what's the point of being affiliated with Twitch if they're not going to give you a heads up? Every other business I deal with gives you a heads up if they're planning on making a major change, but not Twitch. Oh, man. Sniper Girl says, who the hell would look at IRL to find an art stream? I mean, WTF. I agree 100%, Sniper Girl. She says, when I think IRL, I think blogs and crap, not art. Yep. Android Love says, pushing art into IRL will suck. It certainly will. And push art in with the IRL trolls. Yes, well, we all know how people behave in IRL. And they're not, you know, it seems to attract the worst of the Twitch community for some reason. Whereas the creative community has always been probably one of the best on Twitch. So I'm really, really annoyed with this. Twitch. You're pushing me to YouTube, Twitch. You're pushing me to live stream YouTube and give up Twitch. You really are. We'll see how things go. I won't make any rash decisions. They're saying they're doing an experiment, so we all know what happens with their experiments. They tend to get a lot of community backlash and then abandon their experiment. So let's see how it goes. Android Lost says, but they might get a lot of backlash and they'll add creative. Let's hope so. Let's hope they do get a lot of backlash from the creative community, because this sucks. I'm sorry, Twitch, but this sucks. Don't do this. Sniper Girl says to Android Lost, just means I need to be ready when with the ban hammer, I guess. Yeah, that's right. My moderators, if they're pushing my art stream into the IRL category, get ready to be banning. Wow. I'm just reading some of the comments. Sniper Girl says, if you did, I'd follow you. I don't watch a lot of Twitch these days. And Smurf says, I wouldn't. Twitch or death. But Smurfberry, what's the point of me streaming on a platform where they're going to hide my stream amongst 1,000 other IRL categories? See, this comment here, the art category would be great. It's a fantastic ecosystem of varying professionals and industry leaders. It brings together content creators and artists to work. It's an educational and entertaining. So I hope that they get a lot of blowback over this, because I think this is just a really bad move. And here, guys, if you want to vote to make sure that that art gets its own category, you should vote here. Let me have a look. No, I have to sign in. I'll do this after the stream, because this sucks. Twitch, why you do this? Why? Smurfery says, we know you're in it for the chatting. Well, I guess that's true. I guess that is true. I do a lot of chatting, don't I? Sniper Girl says, can you link it? I certainly can. So guys, make your voice heard. Vote. So that's the link you can click to vote to keep the art and creative category. It looks like they've already had like nearly 5,500 upvotes. I'll do this after the stream because I've got to sign in with my Twitch account. I don't use this browser. I use Chrome. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now, because I should be logged in on this browser. All right, I'm logged in and I have voted. So there you go. That sucks. That sucks. Twitch are terrible for this. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes at Twitch. I don't know how big their organization behind the scenes that are working on Twitch is. I know that, Amazon own them, so they've got to be quite big. But I get the impression sometimes someone has this idea, this brilliant idea, and thinks, oh, wouldn't this be cool? Let's do this. And, no community consultation at all. You've got this one person thinking, oh, I think this will be cool, so let's just do it. And like I said, I appreciate that Twitch want to make things better all the time, but they make things worse a lot of the time. And I'm really annoyed that they didn't reach out to me as one of their affiliate streamers prior to making a public announcement. That's the other thing that sucks. I mean, how hard is it to put together an email and put it out on a mass mailing list for all the people that are actually affiliated or with Twitch? You know what I mean? It's not hard at all. You automate it. Just write one email and send it out, because they send me other crap all the time. So yeah, I'm annoyed about that as well. Sucks. What's this permit Android Lost? Android Lost, why you... He's a Android Lust is a sub. He shouldn't have a problem with anything. Android Lust, you've already voted? Good on you. Everyone watching my channel, please vote to save the creative category on Twitch. And if you're watching me back at a later date, vote when you watch the stream to save the creative category, because this is terrible. Smurfree says, paste that link in here. Yeah, you shouldn't need to permit Android Lust. He can post links. He's a sub in the Twitch chat. So yeah, he should be... Tell me if you've not been able to post links to Android Lust, because you should be able to as a sub. Sniper Girl says, voted. Good. Android Lust says, I didn't mean to come in here being the bearer of bad news. That's okay. They tried to sneak... Well, they did. They did sneak it in. This is the first I have heard about it, and I'm really annoyed. And I do see in their Twitter feed here that they posted that announcement. Then they posted a few others pretty quickly after it. Obviously, they are trying to bury it. That sucks. Smurf says the number doesn't change when I click the button. Give it a minute. Refresh your browser. Sniper Girl says, leaving a comment here. If they did this, I'd stop watching Twitch. I don't go to Twitch for gaming streams at all. I watch art streams, 3D art streams, game dev, and that's it. I'm not going to go through hundreds of IRL streams to find content that I actually enjoy. It's not worth it. See, that's the problem with them pushing the creative section into the IRL section. The IRL section is already full of thousands of, people just talking. So, and an art stream has never actually been as popular. The viewer count on an art stream is a lot lower than generally an IRL stream, where you've just got some girl in a tank top talking to you on camera. So that's what that's going to do, is it's going to push all of the creative streams all the way down to the very bottom, because Twitch generally lists streams by the amount of viewers, all the way to the bottom. So discoverability is going to be non-existent in IRL if you're an art streamer. So I understand where you're coming from, Sniper Girl, too. I'm glad you mentioned it too, Android Lust, because I did not know about this and I'm not happy about it. Android Lust says, I'm sure I could have posted the link, but you posted it before I did. I'm going to make sure the other artists I watch know. Yeah, please do, because I didn't know about it. Twitch did not tell me that this was coming at all. My only hope is that because they're calling it a discoverability experiment, that they may change their mind on this. But vote anyway to make sure that they know that you're not happy about it. Sniper Girl says to Android Lust, please do. We'll do the same. Yes, make sure you do. Smurf says, no, the site is broken for me. Oh, no. Yeah, that sucks. Twitch, stop it. Just stop it, Twitch. Stop messing with stuff you shouldn't be messing with. I know you want to improve the site, but that's a very, very bad idea. Wow. I don't want to pick on any categories on Twitch, but I see that they've got like, what do they have here? They've got games, IRL, music, and esports. I mean, okay, games and IRL, they're different. Music, why give music its own category though? I mean, look, and again, I don't want to hate from people that are DJing on Twitch. You deserve your own category too, don't worry. But come on. And come on. I mean, I know esports are very big now, but come on. Couldn't that be put under games as a subcategory? Anyway, I don't want to get hate from people, from other streamers that don't stream creative, so I'm not going to talk about that too much, but that just seems silly to me. Let's see what happens. Twitch. Smurf says, okay, it was Ghostery that was breaking the site. Android Lust says, yeah, I find that weird too. Music would get a category, but not creative. Yeah, I don't get that. Look, I know there are a lot of people that DJ on Twitch as well. And I get that, I'm not saying they shouldn't have their own category, but why give music its own category and not give creative? because creative is a huge, encompasses many more different types of streamers than just music. You know what I mean? Because you can be creative doing video editing, doing 3D modeling, doing 2D painting. There are so many more people that do different things under creative than would do different things under music. So yeah, I don't get it. Smurf, currently music is a subcategory of creative, that's right. So why not just make the music category the creative category and keep it the way it is? I mean, I don't get Twitch. Smurf says esports is a subcategory of games. That's the way it should be. Esports should be a subcategory of games. I mean, they are games. I mean, they might call them sports and they might play sports games, but they're games. So giving esports its own category just seems stupid to me as well. Well, I know esports are very big and, you know, particularly in Asia, but I still don't understand why it's just not a subcategory of games. Like, if I think esports, I don't think sports, I think games. Sniper Girl says, esports are games, dies of shock. Yes, that's right. And she says, joking. Smurfberry says, not to mention that Twitch being twitchy about the DMCA, now you'd think they'd be cracking down on DJs. Well, I've actually heard, it's funny you say that, because I've actually read people complaining that they are DJs and they're getting takedown notices for playing their own music. So a lot of DJs are not happy about the situation on Twitch at the moment anyway. So for Twitch to be promoting the music category when most of their music streams are being copyright striked is bizarre. I don't know who's doing what at Twitch, but it's just bizarre. Get your act together, Twitch. Like I said, if this happens and my viewership drops off, then I will start streaming on YouTube and I will close my Twitch account. I'll let you guys know if that happens though. I'm willing to give Twitch the benefit of the doubt, see if they try and reverse this rubbish. If they don't reverse it and they implement it, we'll see what my viewership is like and how discoverable I am. But I can guarantee if they do it, I won't be very discoverable, so I won't have much of a choice but to leave Twitch. Yeah, they were. Android Lost. They were getting takedown notices for playing their own music. It's because they use sample sounds, most of these DJs, and the sample sounds would copyright. Well, but sometimes they were just being copyrighted wrongly for playing their own music. So Sniper Girl says, what? DMCA for their own music? Yep. How the hell does that work? I know. Tell me about it. Euro says, Euro, good to see you, buddy. Euro says, Twitch are hypocrites. It's all about the money. Yep, they sure are. I do get that impression as well. I mean, when Twitch was Justin TV, they seemed to be a lot more community focused. It was the community, but once Amazon bought Twitch, it became very corporate, and now they're just all about making as much money as they can, which is fine. They're a business. I get it. I don't begrudge them making money, but don't screw over your streamers and your viewers in the process of doing it. They're already getting a lot of flack about the new ads because they run ads now constantly on Twitch. I mean, I don't run ads. If you see ads on my channel, it's Twitch doing it, not me. And so they're already getting a lot of flack about that. So for them to do this, so this is going from bad to worse. Smurf says, so there's basically no penalty for abusing the DMCA. I don't know about that. They will actually close your account if you get so many strikes. Euro says, did you get a... No, I have not got DMCA because I play copyright-free music and I have the right to play it all. So, no, I have not received any copyright strikes on my account. All the music I play is copyright-free stuff. Indie artists. I like to support the indie artists as well, so I'm good. Smurf says, so companies get sloppy and greedy in DMCA content that they don't even own. Or they'll put through fake DMCAs, like they'll pretend that they own the content, but they don't really. It's actually owned by someone else. Euro says, I'm good. I worked all day, played all evening, now I'm here. Work hard, play hard. That's right. As Sniper Girl says. Smurf says, antitrust breakup of Amazon when? I'm waiting for it as well. Andrew Loss says, even with music samples, I thought the copyright for a song changes after 20 years. I'm not really up on copyright on music, so I can't speak to that. I don't know. I know that I know about the graphics sort of side of things, but not the music side. The music side's very complicated as far as copyright goes. And Red Light says, I might be wrong about that. Oh, I don't know. And Sniper Girl says to Smurf, there's talk about it. Also talks of government taking action against Google as well. I think I think they should. Google has gotten too big. Facebook has gotten too big. And I think they should be looking at Amazon as well after all this. Sniper Girl says, I'm skeptical. I am too. Euro says, yeah, I buy a lot of indie music on Bandicamp. I try only play stuff I'm licensed to play on Twitch. Yeah, again, all the music you hear me playing is stuff that I have the license to play because it's all independent artists. So I don't have a problem with copyright. So yeah, I'm fine. And did you hear the latest that CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077 are going to make it so that there'll be a toggle you can switch on in the game so that you won't break copyright of music that's playing in the game. So basically they'll strip out anything that has a commercial license from when you're playing it, streaming it. So that's cool. That's a good option to give people if they want to play Cyberpunk and don't want to get copyrighted. You can flick that switch in the game and it will make sure that any game music you hear while playing the game is copyright free. Smurf says, no, Phil, you misunderstood. Not for the infringer. There is basically no penalty for filing a false... No, there's not. False or a bad DMCA claim. So the people filing the DMCA takedowns can get away with being rude word. That's exactly right. Anyone can file a takedown and pretend to own the rights to it. Now, as part of the process, you have to prove you own the rights to it. But they can do that. Basically, if I wanted to be an AHOLE, I could file a claim against, I don't know, anyone on YouTube or Twitch and say they played this, I own the copyright to it, or they showed this, I own the copyright to it. Twitch or YouTube will then take the video down and give you a copyright strike. When you appeal that strike, then you prove to them that you own the copyright to the music, and the person that sent the notice has to prove that they own the copyright to it. If they can't prove that, then you get your copyright strike removed and your video is available to watch again. But yeah, if people do that, they're I don't know what the word is, but they can be nasty and they can copyright strike you for stuff that they don't own the copyright to, because automatically companies like Twitch and YouTube will take the video down and strike you for copyright, and then you've got to appeal it and go through all that. So Euro says, what Smurf says, the onus is on the victim to prove that they are within their rights. That's right. Euro says, no penalty for false claims unless you counterclaim and sue them for it, which nobody can afford to do. Sniper Girl says, it's not that Google has gotten too big, it's how they've done it. They pay cell phone manufacturers to favour Google searches, and I've heard about that, and forces users to go into settings to change it. Practices like this and others allowed them to form a monopoly. Yep. Neuro says, never mind the fact that falsely claiming DMCA is perjury. Yep. Sniper Girl says to Smurf, yeah, it's true. Smurf says, and you have to basically prove intent on behalf of the one filing the DMCA, which is difficult to do. Trying to prove intent on anything is always hard. Smurf says, and the internet is extremely hard to prove in court. Andrew Loss says, sounds like a loose situation. Yeah, so they've got to overhaul the whole system because it doesn't really work well at the moment, the DMCA thing. Euro says, hey Phil, one of your lights is flickering. Smart ass. You'll get a Phil slap. Euro says, and typical, it stops as soon as I say so. Yes, more than one of the lights is flickering. One of them up here is flickering as well. You know, old wiring in this old 1920s house. What can you expect? Okay, so we've got the candelabra over there. We want to also bring in some candles that we've got going on top of the fireplace over here. So let's bring those in. Again, I know that I'm leaving the room and I know they're going to complain at the game studio, but I can't help it because I don't want to remake all this together again when I can just copy it. So let's duplicate it. And we can hide that room again now. Snurf says, where are your yeah, I know, I didn't create prefabs for everything. This is only used in the study, so generally if I was only planning on using it in one spot, then I don't create a prefab for it. It's very remiss of me, I know. Okay, so we're going to move these candles over on top of... I'm actually going to just go into lit mode so I can see what I'm doing here. Or unlit mode, I mean. So I think what I'll do is I'll put a candle either side of this mirror. Sniper Girl says, does anyone know if the 3070 RTX is a good card to get? It is a good card to get. It's a very good card. Unless you want to go AMD, it's certainly a very good card to get. And to be honest with you, I would still get an NVIDIA card even with the new... look, the new AMD cards, they are good. They are fast. But their ray tracing performance is not as good as NVIDIA's. It's not as fast because it's the first generation of ray tracing for AMD. NVIDIA are now on their second generation. So if you're planning on playing a game and you want to do you want to enjoy ray tracing at the fastest speed, my advice is to get an NVIDIA card. The other thing is DLSS is incredibly good on NVIDIA. And at the moment, AMD don't have anything like DLSS. Now, they are planning on introducing something like DLSS, but it's not there yet. My advice really would be to get an NVIDIA card. Now, I'm not an NVIDIA fanboy. I'll buy whatever I think is the best thing to buy. But in my opinion at the moment, for what it's worth, NVIDIA cards are actually a better buy than AMD graphics cards. Not talking CPUs, but graphics cards. So yeah, specifically for ray tracing, my advice is to go with NVIDIA. Euro says, do prefabs work the same way in UE as they do in Unity? Basically instancing them. Yes, they do. They work exactly the same. So, I could turn this into a prefab and then anything inside of the prefab or duplicated outside in the engine is instance. So. Andrew Loss says, it's out already? What are we talking about? Sniper Girl says to Andrew Loss, yeah, but hard to get. NVIDIA screwed up the launch. Yeah, the 3070's been out for about 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just going to duplicate this again. I can't quite remember how much memory is on the 3070. It might be 8 gig, I think. That's the only thing that with AMD's graphics cards. They come with 16 gigabytes of memory, which is better. I've spoken about this before. I don't really understand why NVIDIA don't give their graphics cards more memory. They really should. But 8 gig will see you okay for a year or two, but eventually games are going to require much more memory. With the consoles coming out which have 16 gigabytes of memory as standard. And we all know that a lot of PC games are ported from consoles, so... But I would still buy NVIDIA. Euro says, I'm getting a 6800 XT, that's the AMD one, tomorrow. If I beat the queues. But that's already been released as well, I think. Or is it the 6800 that was released last week? I thought the XT was released. No, I'm pretty sure they were both released, at least in this country, about a week ago. I mean, they've sold out everywhere. Just like the NVIDIA cards, you can't buy one in Australia. Oh, you can, but it's difficult. But I thought they were released last week. Android Lost says, I guess NVIDIA didn't learn from the 3080 launch. No, it doesn't seem to be. Sniper Girl says, did research on that. NVIDIA's RTX cards benchmark better than AMD's. They do. Because NVIDIA's cards are second generation ray tracing and AMD's that's the first generation of ray tracing they're doing. So, but don't underestimate DLSS. It's an incredibly, incredibly good technology that NVIDIA have. I'm going to be interested to see how AMD what their version of that is when they release it, make it and release it. But NVIDIA's is incredibly good. It's really, really good, really useful. Yura says, I play at 1440p. Ray tracing in games isn't quite there yet, in my opinion. So next gen from this or more before ray tracing becomes prime. It depends on my resolution. But see, that's what DLSS is for. And again, I can't really go into details with DLSS because of NVIDIA and the NDA. But that's basically anything you lose in ray tracing performance, you will pick up again by enabling DLSS. So. And actually, the quality of the image is incredibly good, almost as good as native. So. Android Lost says 2 to 3 weeks. I've been under a rock again. Sniper Girl says to Euro, I specifically want ray tracing for the sake of the gas station. My computer is ancient and wanting to build something that can handle what I want to do with the scene and planning on ray tracing. Yeah, and again, I find we're in a funny period with Phil does just chat again. We're in a funny period with technology at the moment. In the past, if you did ray tracing and video editing, the more cores, the better. So you want to buy a CPU that had the most cores to speed up your workflow. That's all moving now from the CPU to the GPU. So basically, you're going to get much faster renders using your GPU than using your, no matter how many cores your CPU has, the GPU will be faster. And now the same goes for video editing, at least with Adobe. Because Adobe Premiere, the new version of Premiere and After Effects, have GPU video encoding and decoding support. And doing it on the GPU now is much faster than doing it even on a multi-CPU. So yeah, we're starting to transition away from requiring a lot of cores on CPUs to all the work being done on the GPU now. So that's why I've always said to you guys, you're going to get the most bang for your buck by upgrading your GPU than upgrading your CPU, and that's only getting more so now. Now that all of this acceleration is being built into all of the creative software we use to take advantage of the GPU. So I'm not saying having multi-core CPUs is still not good. Of course it's good, but most of that workload is now being moved to the GPU. So a fast GPU is really the way to go. Sniper Echo and the other sniper is here. It's not Sniper Echo. Hey, buddy, how are you? I sort of missed you through the chat there. Phil was, motor mouthing away here and not paying attention to chat. It's good to see you, buddy. How are you? And we were just talking about Twitch doing away with the creative category. What do you think about that, Sniper Echo? I think it sucks. Not that I'm trying to influence you, but yeah, Twitch want to do away with the creative category on Twitch. They want to stick it in IRL, and that sucks. Euro says, I prefer raw performance over upscaling. Fair enough. Even though the upscaling is incredibly good, the picture quality is really nice. It is more work for the... Not a lot more work, but anyway, I've got to avoid talking too much about DLSS. Android Lost says, Euro, if the 6800 XT is a huge improvement, then the 5800 XT, it'll be worth it. Hellforge says, good morning, y'all. Remember to save and drink coffee. Hellforge, it's good to see you, buddy. Did you wake up early or you've been up all night? We'll have some coffee right now. So, yeah, Twitch doing away with creative. Make your voice known. There's a site you can go to vote. You must vote at that site telling Twitch you do not want them to do away with creative category. Otherwise, Phil will have no choice but to leave Twitch and maybe move to YouTube. Android Lust says, I'm worried about the temps on it though. I think they're talking about graphics cards. Hero says to Android Lust, it'll be a huge improvement over my 1070. Sniper Girl says, AMD is introducing a rage mode. Yeah, basically a GPU boost if you use it and pair it with an AMD GPU, but not sure how much of a bonus that will actually be. NVIDIA are also going to be introducing something like that as well. They're not calling it rage mode, but it's exactly the same thing. And it will work with either AMD or Intel CPUs, whereas the AMD one only works with AMD CPUs. What a surprise. So NVIDIA are already have something in the pipeline that competes with rage mode on AMD. It's not going to give you a huge performance lift anyway, but you know. Because it is basically just what they do something with the PCI bus to enable rage mode. I don't know a lot about it, but because it's still new. But NVIDIA will be having something just like it, apparently. Android Lust says, yeah, to Euro, yeah, you're right. I'll make you want to give away the 1070. It'll make you want to give away the 1070. Euro says 1070 is going back in the other PC for encoding. Rage mode, Smurfberry says. Sniper Girl says, yeah, it's funny how things are nowadays. Euro says, I'll sell you my 650 Ti then. Wow, you're still rocking a 650 Ti. Sniper Girl says, well, I've still got a 6800 or something way years ago, 10 years ago, NVIDIA graphics cards. I never throw them away. So I've got boxes of old graphics cards stored in my closet upstairs. I don't know why. I just can't throw technology away. Sniper Girl says to Smurf, yeah, them and their names. And Android Lust says, if only GPU renderers supported everything, that CPU renderers support. Yeah, that was the problem in the past. Like if you did rendering, not every feature that you could use in rendering on the CPU was available on the GPU. Now that's starting to change. Basically, the most 90% of what you can do in rendering on the CPU, you can now do on the GPU. There's only a few things you can't do, and eventually it will all be done on the GPU. So there is still a use for CPUs rendering on, for sure, but it's 90% there now on GPU. So, Sniper Echo. Yes, I know what's going on with Twitch. What is happening there? Sniper Girl says, honestly, reason for wanting to get a video card first. My motherboard and power supply can handle the upgrade. Get the rest of the parts later. That's right. My advice is always upgrade your GPU. If you're short on cash and you want the best bang for your buck, buy a new GPU. You know, it's going to help you in all sorts of workloads now, from gaming to video editing to rendering. You're covered across the board pretty much now with the new versions of all the software, the creative software. Sniper Echo says creative is dead also. Oh no. Sniper says, IRL is not even relevant for this. I know. Tell me about it. Come on, Twitch. Don't do that. Don't stick creative in IRL. That's just dumb. It's dumb. Hellboard says, I'll just have to work in science and technology like the rest of the nerds, even though I'm just doing 3D modeling. You can still stream your 3D modeling, but they're going to stick you in IRL, which means you're never going to get seen. You're going to go all the way to the very bottom of the IRL category. So basically, unless somebody knows about your channel, they're never going to find your channel. That's the problem with Twitch here. And I don't get why they're doing it. Euro says, what a bunch of expletives. I agree. Thank you, Euro says in Discord, re-Twitch Creative, I found the user voice petition thing and he's popped a link on the Discord. So jump on my Phil Does 3D Discord server, guys, and click the link that Euro just popped in the general chat. And vote that you want to keep the creative category on Twitch. Please. Android Lost says, Euro, that's the speculation of it. Sniper Echo says, I barely fit in creative. There's no place for my sort of stuff. Not in there. Android Lost says to Hellforge, science and tech would probably be pushed into, yeah, they would. If they're going to do creative, all of it's going to go into IRL. All of it. Apart from music, which gets its own category for some explicable reason known only to Twitch. I don't know. Sniper Girl says, anyone want my 970 when I upgrade? Android Lust says, I tried to give my 970 to a friend. Sniper Echo says, yep, it's bad enough without game dev and 3D modeling communities. Yes, that's what we were talking about as well. The community in IRL is not nice. Not the nicest anyway. You get a lot of trolls in IRL. Whereas creative, all you are wonderful, lovely people. I've never had a problem with anyone streaming in creative. Well, yeah, not really. Not really. I mean, I've had a couple of trolls, but trolls troll just to be funny, so I don't class them as problematic. But there are a lot of trolls in IRL. Smurfberry says, I'm going to start collecting NVIDIA GPUs for CUDA calculating. Smurf says, I've got one 970 so far. Sniper Girl says, oh, and you were being serious. Smurf says, my sister's boyfriend gave it to me for free and an extra monitor. Well, that's good. Anytime you don't have to pay for anything is always good. What'd you have to do to get it for free? What'd you have to do, Smurfberry? Tell us. Sniper Girl says, honestly, I won't be using it. There's no telling when they'll get more 3070s back in stock, but yeah, sure, why not? And Smurf says he'll have it. He'll have all the 970s. Thank you, Hellforge. There's a Discord link if you're new to my channel and you want to vote, or just join the Discord server so you can show off your work in the gallery. Click that link, Hellforge. It just popped into Twitch chat. Sniper Girl says, Smurfberry says, all I had to do was exist. He was getting a new GPU and a new monitor and didn't need the old one. Bonus. Well, that's cool. I'm just going to go back into lit mode here. And I'm going to pull up a little bit on the candles. Just in this room. It's a smaller room and I want them to illuminate more of the room. So let's go to 160, both of them. Okay. My Sniper Girl says been there. Okay, so this table, I want some candles on here as well. But I want to take them, I want to use some different candles. I want to use the one we used up in the attic. So we're going to go to the attic so I can copy that candle. And I'll sort of position my camera here as best I can so that they don't scream at me at the game studio when I turn it on. I think it's up, no, it's got its own attic. So I want to duplicate this little candle burner here. We should be able to hide the attic now. Yep. So we're going to move you onto the desk here beside the gramophone. The desk, the table is what I meant to say, not the desk. And we'll put it maybe about there. Okay, that's all well and good. A Sniper Girl says, I think I might be getting B in the running of the quick. Oh yeah, actually, I read what she said in the moderators chat on the Discord about Quixel. That sounds so cool. I'd love to work for them. It might be in the running about the Quixel position. Got a notification on LinkedIn that they looked at my profile 2 more times. Well, that does sound good. Fingers crossed that at least I get an interview out of it. I will keep my fingers crossed. They would be a great company to work for. I would love to work for them as well. It would be so cool. So if you do get a job with them, think of me, Sniper Girl. if there's a position that becomes available. Now let's unhide the bathroom because I want to copy a vase. And we're going to put some flowers beside the gramophone, because why not?
Save the world that we're losing.
We only use the tulips in this vase in the bathroom, so we can use it here as well. Smurf says, "Oh God, I'm going to get emails every time someone comments on that topic." I haven't gotten any emails yet, although I have Focus Assist turned on in Windows, so I don't get emails while I'm streaming. Well, I do, but they don't tell me I get emails until I finish streaming and Focus Assist turns off. That'll be annoying if that starts happening. I'll have to change that option, that setting somewhere as well. So that way was probably the best. Okay, we've got a candle, we've got some flowers. Snappy Girl says, "Oh my God, really?" Andrew Doss says, "Look at the bathroom." Don't look at that bathroom. You're not supposed to be seeing that bathroom. Snappy Girl says, I will, don't worry, good. Snappy Girl says, "God, yeah, getting notifications as well." I'll check mine, but if that's the case, then there should be an option to turn it off. It'll just be an option somewhere. Smurf says, "Blender 2.91 expected to release tomorrow." Andrew Loss says, I didn't know you'd get notifications either." Smurfberry says, "There's an unsubscribe link in the email at least." Okay, good. Remember when Phil made that record? Do you remember when I made this record player? I remember. What else can we put here on the table? Let's go through here and see what I got. What we got. We got some books. Smurf says, "I'm pretty sure I said to make it all corroded, but Phil was like, no." That's right. Smurfberry says, and I was like, oh. It's dirty though. It's a dirty old gramophone. It's not clean. It's dirty. Books. Do we want to put any books here? Maybe. Might just scale them up a little bit and rotate them around and put them at an angle so that they look more interesting. Because it is a sitting room, and you would sit here and you would read a book. Smurfberry says, and I was like, oh, so Smurf says, and to start a cult. How to start a cult? Smurfberry says, necromancy for dummies. 37 ways to prepare man. I'm just angling them so that the angle looks a bit more interesting. So we're coming through the door there. I'm just going to turn off angle snap so I can get a bit more control on my angle. Yuri says, Smurf, you can change your settings next to your username so you don't get notifications for comments. Can you? I just want to make sure I've got that turned off as well, because that'll be very annoying. I think I might have notifications turned off though anyway, simply because I stream and I don't want to get notifications from strangers. Oh, yes, no, I have it turned on. Well, we're turning those off right now. There we go. So yeah, if you click on the settings under your username on that vote page, at the very top you can turn off status updates and new comments. Which is what I've done. So that should be good. You shouldn't get any notifications. Or as Smurfberry suggested, there should be an unsubscribe link in the email that they send to you. You can do that. So yeah, that's on user voice, as Euro says. There is two options at the very top with status updates and comment notifications. Just untick those. Sniper Girl says, how to start a cult? Was it written by Donald Trump? Well, you guys have got a new president now. President Biden. How about that? Well done, you guys. Record numbers of you voted. Well done. Smurf says, WikiHow actually has a page for how to start a cult. Do they really? I'm banned from Wiki, you know. I didn't tell you guys, did I? They banned me about 6 or 7 months ago. I can't post a wiki. They banned me and they blacklisted my IP because apparently I didn't follow the rules when I was creating this wiki article. So they're Nazis. Sniper Girl says, does it really? Yeah. Android Lust says, perfect. Android Lust says, Trump is trying his hardest to stay in I know he is stay in office. Yes, I got banned from Wikipedia. Well, I can view Wikipedia, but I can't create an article on Wikipedia because I did the wrong. Apparently, I didn't follow the right rules. And trust me, if you're trying to create an article on Wikipedia, it is one of the most difficult things I've ever tried to do in my life. They have so many rules and regulations and ways you must do stuff. And if you don't do it exactly right the first time, like they did to me, they banned me, blacklisted my IP address, so I can't even create an article now. I can still read the articles, but I can't make one. Nah. How many times do you go to Wikipedia anyway? I don't care. Sniper Girl says, looking at benchmark comparison between the 970 and the 3070, it looks like the 3070 is 230% better. Well, the 3070 is equivalent to about a GTX 2080 Ti. So GTX 2080 Ti is about how fast the 3070 is, which is pretty fast, considering that was the lead GPU of the 2 series of NVIDIA's second generation. So it's good. 3070, 2080 Ti sort of speed. So you'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Sniper Girl says, oh my god, you can, but only if you're trying to create an article. So if you're trying to make a wiki article and you don't do it exactly right, they will ban you. Or they will blacklist you so you can't make another article. And they did to me. For life. Blacklist for life. I didn't even realize I'd done something wrong. That was what really annoyed me with Wikipedia. It was like I made an honest mistake. And they didn't sort of say to me, you did this wrong. If you do it again, we're going to ban you. It was just straight out ban. For life. Yeah. So yeah, Wikipedia. Android Lost says, I wonder if NVIDIA has PLAs on making a 3070S plans, I'm assuming. Would not surprise me. There's supposed to be a couple of TI cards coming as well. Yura says, you also can't write an article about yourself because it's not impersonal. No, that's exactly. I wasn't doing an article on myself, by the way, but yeah, no, that's right. They have some crazy posting rules. They do. And just the formatting rules are pretty crazy as well. The way it has to be formatted a specific way. So yeah, Wikipedia. That's okay, Wikipedia. You can keep your little wiki pages. I don't need to create an article on your little wiki. And my beef with Wikipedia was, yeah, they didn't warn me that it was wrong. They just blacklisted me, which is bad, without a warning. But the second thing was they blacklisted me for life. So for the entire duration I have this IP, I cannot create an article on Wikipedia. So yeah, Sniper Girl says to Android Lost, not sure. There's talk of a 3070 Ti, but no idea when, if it will come out. Just rumours at this point. Yeah, plenty of rumours going around about NVIDIA cards. Sniper Girl says, would get stuck if I got a 3070 and then the Ti came out next week. Yuri says, I'd VPN in and do things. Yeah, well, that would be an option, yes. To use a VPN to create another article on Wikipedia, but hey, I don't care about Wikipedia that much, to be honest with you, so. Hellford says, save and copy. Good idea. Yeah, no, I'm really not that fussed on Wikipedia, so I don't care. I don't care. Water up a duck's back. It's just the way they did it that annoyed me a little bit. Android Lust says, the Sniper Girl feels like when you don't buy hardware on release. Sniper Girl says, make a wiki about how not to make a wiki. I should actually, that would be funny. If you don't want to get actually they tell you though. Well, they sort of do. Just finding anything as far as the terms and conditions on the Wikipedia is really a nightmare, but they do list it out, what you can do, what you can't do, you will get blacklisted, blah, 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 blah. But my mistake was not intentional. I did not intend to break their rules. I didn't realise I'd done something wrong. And I didn't get a warning. I got a blacklist and blacklist for life. So it's a bit extreme in my opinion, but anyway. I wasn't setting out to do anything wrong. I wasn't trying to break the rules on purpose. I just made an error, made a mistake. Sniper Girl says to Android Lust, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And hardware, there's always going to be something coming out that's newer. So you just got to decide what you want, decide how much you want to spend, and buy it, pretty much. You guys know I want to upgrade my CPU, but I'm waiting until the new year to do that. So I was looking at the AMD CPUs, but I've been reading a lot of stuff recently about problems with chipsets with the new AMD 5000 series. So I'm leaning back towards Intel again, but I'll make my decision in the new year, see how things pan out. But I'm looking forward to building a new PC. I like building PC. I'm one of those weird people that likes actually putting the thing together myself. Getting the parts that I want and putting it all together myself. Yura says, might be able to get a CPU by then. You might be able to buy one. That's exactly right. You can't buy an AMD CPU at the moment in this country. They're sold out. So you're right. Maybe you could buy a CPU then anyway in the new year. Sniper Girl says to Android Lust, good news is that I'm going to have to wait until the 3070s come back in stock. There's a chance the TIs come out in the meantime. Well, all the rumours for the TIs from NVIDIA are supposed to happen around about January of next year. So, and we're nearly at Christmas now, so it's only a few weeks. But they're only rumours. They may not, NVIDIA generally don't do that sort of thing. They release cards, and then if they're going to do a refresh, like a super refresh, they'll do that this time at next year. So at the end of next year, around October, September, October. that's usually the way NVIDIA operate. They don't generally put out new TI cards immediately after they've done their first release. And so they're just all rumours at this stage. Here it says, for what it's worth, I haven't had any issues with the X570 and 5000 series CPUs. Well, again, I haven't made my mind up, but I have read on a few forums where people have been having problems with the chipset drivers and stuff on some of the motherboards. So, with the 5000 series. With the higher end 5000s, more so than anything, like the 5900 and the 5950. Which is what I would end up looking at getting if I was going to go AMD. Andrew Dust says, "Don't tell me that, Phil." Sniper Kill says, "Yeah, that's true." Article I've read was early December, but who knows? Andrew Dust says, "I was hard set on my next CPU being AMD." Yeah, well, I haven't converted to AMD yet. Helford says, "Happy Turkey Day to all Americans." Isn't it Friday? Isn't Thanksgiving on Friday in the US, I think, but it is this week. And yes, happy Thanksgiving from me too for Friday, I believe. Nero says, Threadripper 3 should be out next quarter. That might be more up your street. Yeah, the Threadripper, look. Yeah, that's true, but the Threadripper, not only are the CPUs incredibly expensive, but the actual motherboards for the CPUs are incredibly expensive as well. It is an option. Yeah. I'll look at it next year. Like, I'm not planning on doing anything until after Christmas anyway. So I'll see what's around and what my options are in the new year as to which way I go with the CPU, I think. I'm in no rush. But I want it. I want it now. I'm impatient and I want it now. But yeah, you can't buy half the technology at the moment because everything's out of stock and coming up to Christmas, you know. Sniper Echo says, "I need to buy a new system. Any advice would be great." Sniper Girl says, "I work on Thanksgiving." Oh no. Thursday. It's Thursday, Sniper Girl says. Okay, well, happy Thanksgiving to Thursday. I thought it was Friday. Actually, I think it is Friday my time because I'm in the future, remember? So I think Friday my time, which is Thursday your time, is your Thanksgiving. That's why I'm getting confused, because I'm in the future. Coming to you from the future. If you want to see, thank you, Helpwood. That's the link for the Phil Does 3D Discord server, and he's also popped a link in for the game you see me working on now, The House in the Hollow. You can actually wishlist it right now on Steam. Yes, Andrew Luss is asking Sniper Record, did you get your parts stuck in customs? Sniper Echo says, Phil, can I buy your system, but only if I get it signed by you? I'll sign anything you guys want me to sign. Sniper Girl says, do you have flying cars in the future? No, we don't have flying cars in the future. Helpwood says, wouldn't be much of a sniper if you're visible enough to get shot at, Sniper Echo. Unless someone is blanketing the area in suppressive fire. Yeah, I do want to upgrade, Sniper Echo, my machine in the new year, and I'm sort of looking at AMD. I've always generally gone Intel in the past. I am looking at AMD, but I'm reading some things that concern me regarding problems with the chipset drivers and stuff, so I'll wait till the new year, see how things pan out by then. Because they are a new CPU, there's always going to be a few teething problems with chipset drivers and motherboards and that sort of thing, so I won't make a final decision until the new year. But I'm looking forward to putting together a new computer, because that's a fun part for me, is actually putting all the parts together and putting it in the case and choosing the parts. And all, that's what I like doing. I mean, using it's fun, but putting it together is more fun. Nira says, don't need suppressive fire when there's lightning. Sorry. Yuri says, for what it's worth, lightning at the weekend killed my audio interface. The only thing not behind a surge protector. Oh no. Yeah, we had a bad lightning storm on the weekend as well. Must be the time of year. We had a storm come through and the lightning was incredibly loud. But I shut my computer down when that happens to be on the safe side. I mean, I do use surge protection as well. But just to be safe, generally when there's a lightning storm coming through, I shut my machine down. Nope, the girl says still looking at the 3090X, waiting for a bit. Yeah, there's no. If you're not in a rush, then just wait. Just wait. Wait until the new year because that's when all the sales and stuff happen anyway. Or unless you can get a good deal, maybe over Black Friday at the moment. But I'd still wait till the new year. There's going to be more stock, as you know. If you buy it now, because we're so close to Christmas, you might have delays in delivery, and yeah. So I've decided to wait till the new year. I think it's a better way to go all around, as far as stock goes, delivery goes, and prices go. Sniper Echo says, "What makes me feel? Wait, that makes me feel bad." Sniper Girl says to Euro, "That sucks. Sorry to hear that." It does. Android Love says to Sniper Echo, "That's what happened to your old system." I know. Sniper Echo had a power surge that fried his equipment. It was terrible. Sniper Echo says, "Bad lightning storm." Euro says, "I was so close. It was so close and loud that I thought somebody crashed outside." That's what it was like here over the weekend with the thunderstorm as well. The lightning and the thunder was so loud. Because when you see the strike, the lightning flash, you do your counting, and that tells you how many miles away it is from where the actual strike was from where you are. So, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi is about 3 miles. Apparently. I think that's correct. That's how I work it out anyway. Sniper Girl says, what I was thinking, get the GPU first and possibly the RAM. Next year, get the motherboard and CPU and a new power supply. That sounds like a good plan, Sniper Girl. Get the GPU and maybe the RAM if you can afford it. And then in the new year, get the motherboard and CPU. Sounds like a great plan. Yura says, "I will only know if it killed my mic when my replacement interface arrives. So 50-50 a new mic or not." Oh, no. Yeah, electricity, lightning, bad mixture. Sniper Girl says, "Can only imagine." Sniper Echo says, "I'm still running on a potato." Oh no. Health Boys says, "That sounds like a very Irish thing to run on. The rest of us run on the ground." Sniper Echo says, "I can't even spell potato correctly." Android Lathas says, "Nature can be crazy." It can, and deadly. Sniper Girl says, "Wish you luck, please." Yes, do let us know if your mic was fried as well. That would be bad luck. But Sniper Echo, like I said, has experience with that because it happened to him too. Okay, now I want to bring in a light for this room as well. So we're going to jump back into the bathroom. I want to bring in a spotlight because this side of the building, I should be able to go outside because we're using streaming, yes, has the sun on it. So we need a light shining through this door. Yeah. And I want the angle the same, so I'm going to copy the light from the bathroom, which means I have to unhide the bathroom. Find the light. Where is the light? Did I remove the light? I may have removed it. Why would I have removed it? Okay, well, I'll have to check that out after the stream to find out what I've done there. But there is another light I can take, which is upstairs here. I'm not sure if it's in this or hidden. No, we need to unhide it. So that's the upper level, I believe. No, it's the skylight level, I believe. Yeah, this one here. So let's duplicate that. And we can hide the rest of it again. That's better. I'm thinking, why is my axes on an angle? It's because I was not in world. Sniper Girl says to Sniper Echo, I am too, won the ancient CPU award here. Yuri says, I also grabbed another surge protector so that that'll be 4 of them in this room. I can tell you how many surge protectors I have. I'll count them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 surge protectors in the room that I'm in, and 5 of them are just for my computer. Well, I've actually got 3 computers over here, but they're a good thing to have. And we're just going to position this in the doorway. I'm just trying to find the most interesting angle for the sunlight here. Maybe like that. Yeah, I want the sun to actually be shining through on the table because it looks more interesting. And we get the nice sunlight hitting the side of the wall there as well. Yeah, I don't want to pull it up too high because I want to see the sunlight hitting the table. Maybe like that. That should be good. Yura says, Yura says, I just need Mr. Amazon to deliver it all now. Sniper Rick, I actually don't buy my computer equipment and stuff from Amazon. I mean, I'm a Prime member, and I do buy a lot of crap from Amazon. But my electronic computer stuff, I buy from a smaller computer store. It's not small, it's quite big, but I prefer to support them than support Mr. Bezos at Amazon for computer equipment. Sniper Echo says to Sniper Girl, what CPU you got? Sniper Girl says Intel i7-965 came out November 17, 2008. So we're going on 10 years soon. This? More. No, Bill can't count. 12 years. Wow. Android Dust says, well, knowing that Sniper Girl and Smurfberry, knowing that Sniper Girl and Smurfberry have ancient parts says something about quality. That's right. Euro says to Sniper Echo, PM me your budget on Discord and I'll have a look, see for a build. It will only be a guide, or purchasing decisions are yours and yours alone. Disclaimer. Sniper Girl says, well, I have one backup battery surge protector and that's it. Yura says, my surge protectors have 4 to 5 sockets and each socket is protected. Yeah, that's the reason I have 5 on my computer here, because each one only has 4 sockets. So Android Lost says, do you all have UPS battery backups? No, I don't have a battery backup, no. Sniper says, Sniper Girl, yeah, will do. Euro says, no, I have an S and Control S plus incremental on save and max. Sniper Echo says, yeah, I don't have battery backup either. Sniper Echo says, the Sniper Girl will do. Euro says, no. Sniper Echo says, I got myself an AMD FX 8370. Sniper Girl says, to Android Lost comes in handy, power went out. Had quite a bit of time to save and shut things down. Your battery backups are good. Not saying they're not, they are good. Having said that, I don't own one though. Sniper Girl says hers is an older 2014-09-02. Isutha! Hey, what's up with you? Good to see you, Isutha. I hope you had a good week. Smurfberry says, welcome to Phil Can't Count. I know. You're going to get a Phil slap in a minute, Smurf. Good to see you, Isutha says, planning myself also to look into Unreal, but I don't know how good is Unreal Render and does it actually render. The renderer in Unreal is very good. No, I think it's incredibly good. Real-time render. You can do some really nice real-time rendering stuff in Unreal. It's free, so why not download it, install it, and play around with it and see if you like it. You're not paying for it, so you should. Asutha, do it. Asutha says, hi. Sniper Girl says to Android Lust, yeah, you're right. The fact that it served me well for 12 years and I'm still looking at using my old PC as a server for something, for streaming videos, says a lot. And as Sniper Girl says to Asutha, Unreal rendering is amazing. You should download it. It's free. Just download it and play with it and see if you like it. Android Lust says Unreal is amazing if you're looking at free real-time renderer. That's right, free. You're not paying anything. Asutha says, finished also my models, shirt, face and body. At the moment, uploading those to ArtStation. Cool. Let us know when you do. If you want to post an image in the gallery, Asutha, on the Phil Does 3D Discord, you should do that too. If you want. You don't have to. If you want me to show it on the stream, I'm happy to do that. Because we like looking at the work you guys make. Well, I like it anyway, and these guys will just have to put up with whatever I like because that's just the way it is. How are we going? Okay. Let's bring the fire into the fireplace, I think, now. So again, I'm going to copy the fire from the study. So we want to turn on the lower. And I want to grab these lights. This is going to be interesting. Try to select these logs without selecting the particle effect. I think I only have 3 logs in there. Yeah. Where is my particle effect? Sort of hidden in here. I also want to grab this audio file. You guys can't hear it because I'm not playing in editor, but that's just the fire crackle sound. So I want that as well. So I've got the lights, the logs, the particle effect, and the particle sound effect. Let us duplicate them. Let's turn off that room. Let's set the house on fire. Sniper Girl says to Isutha, Unreal has never been used in shows, has even been used in shows recently. Should look at how Disney used Unreal in the Mandalorian show. Yes, check out that, because they did a really good job with Mandalorian, and they're using the Unreal Engine for that. So if it's good enough for Disney, you know it's good. Let's bring this forward a bit. Sniper Girl says, here's some info on that. Thank you, Sniper Girl. Sniper Girl says it's supposed to be all in one link. Just copy and paste it then. Not sure why Twitch breaks that up. It might be actually Nightbot doing that, not Twitch, actually, Sniper Girl. I think there's a character limit, maybe. I have to check Nightbot. I haven't looked at it for a while, but it might be Nightbot. Could be that naughty Nightbot. Isutha says, Space Model needs more work. There's need to do new retopology and UVs. Then need to create facial hair and build skin shader. I use Houdini and Redshift. Very nice. The skin shader needs to be good or model will look like plastic toy. Also base color maps and screen and SSS maps, and also textures for wet areas, etc. Unreal will be a side project, I think, as it has a deep learning curve. It does. If you want to start playing with Unreal on Isutha and you get stuck, jump on the Discord server and leave a message, and I'll try and help you out if I can, or one of the guys and girls on the members will try and help you out. If you do want to play with Unreal and you do sort of get stuck with something, just ask a question, because these guys and girls will play with Unreal quite a lot as well. There it is up there. Just want to make sure that my logs are not through the grate like they are here. So let's move them up a little bit. I did not want to deselect. And we're still through the grate, so we're going to move them up even more. Let me see if I can position this so I can see them both at the same time. Now that's interesting. Well, one of my logs through the grate in the other room. Because now these ones are floating in the air, and that's not right. That's not right. Let me move that back down again. Let's get into an angle where I can see it a little bit better. I'm going to have to check that in the study to make sure one of the logs isn't actually through the grate. Well, the grate in the other room is a little bit different, so that might have something to do with it. I'm just going to do that really quickly now. I'm going to jump back into the study and check this spire. Lower. Yeah, no, this one's okay. I think it's because the grade is different, so. Just making sure my logs look like they're all sitting on each other properly. They look okay. Might move them over a little bit though. The Helpwood says I'm perpetually stuck with Unreal. You know, you can always ask questions, Hellforge. Isutha says, I like that Unreal has sync with Houdini. It has sync with a lot of different software actually. It is good that way. There are a lot of different plugins that will sync up in Unreal for different software. As Sutha says, so if I set the camera look at specific spot in Houdini, it will do the same time in Unreal, plus changing the model. Andrew Lust says, I need to use Unreal more than what I currently do. I just hate updating it because it's huge, isn't it? I don't blame you. Every time you've got to do an update of the engine, it's like 15 gigabytes. It's huge. I see this as live syncing or something, plus Megascan library link in Unreal is good, yep. Quix or Megascan link. Isuta says, have not tested but works for Houdini. Alford says, I'm going to head off to bed before I fall asleep on the keyboard again. It's bad enough I did that yesterday and completely missed the stream. Well, thanks for being here, Hellforge. I do appreciate it. You have a good night's sleep and I'll hopefully see you one day next week. Remember, I'm live again on Monday next week. You have a good night's sleep though, Hellforge. Thanks for popping in and being here and saying hi. Andrew Doss says, time zones suck. They certainly do. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move the fire over just a little bit. Which means we have to get in here and select that particle effect as well. Yeah, I might as well select that too, so everything is nice and balanced. We'll move that over so the fire's in about the middle. Okay, let's pull back. Now the reason I have two little light bulbs here is one does the general glow of the fire, and the second one has a light function on it so that it does the flicker. So just in case you're wondering why there are two little light bulbs instead of just one. One is the general light, one is the flicker. And again, I wanted to make sure, I wanted that reflection. That's why we made sure that this section of the floor was shiny, because I wanted to see some reflection of the fire in the floor. We still have to add reflection captures though, so we'll do that at the end. And I want to make sure that this is lit so that the player can see it, because they have to interact with that as part of a puzzle. Sniper Echo says, Phil, you're spawning lights with your particles there. Yes, they are being spawned. Let me open up the particle effect so you can check it out. There it is, the light there. So the light is actually being spawned as part of the particle effect. But I just add some extra lighting to throw out more light into the room. What next? I think. We might play with the lighting in this corner a little bit in a minute. What else did I want to bring in here? That's right, I want to bring the, I'm going to go into unlit mode. And I want to see if this, this chest of drawers will fit in this corner. Now it will fit, but I have to allow for the player to be able to open drawers if I want to put it here. And they're not going to be able to open them with that chair in front of them. So I think what we might try doing is, let me position this. Get it as far back to the wall as I possibly can. And then put it about the middle. And we need a certain amount of room to open the drawer. And I also have to make sure the player can actually get there. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to see if we can't move this table and chairs down. I'm going to rotate this plant around as well to hide the fact that it's not completely fitting inside of the pot. That's better. To make sure I select everything with regard to that gramophone. Can't leave anything behind. And the table and the chair and the chair. Let's see if I got everything or if I've left something behind. No, that's everything. Good. So now if I move those down enough to make sure we have enough room here to open the drawer. Maybe move it just a little bit more. Should be okay. And I might just move it back a little bit as well. So the table, just before the table hits the wall. Okay, let's bring the drawers in now. So these are actually interactable physics drawers. So let's pull one in. A little bit difficult for me to see. If I pull it further back. And I get into an angle where I can see the bottom. These should fit. So we got one there. Let's duplicate that for the next one up. So one there, and then we have a different drawer for the top. I can't remember in the original whether I had that in the middle or at the top. No, it was at the top, wasn't it? Yep. I remember now. like that. Okay. Now, that should give me enough room to open the drawers. We should have just enough room to get through here to actually adjust the drawers. I'm just going to look at the collision on these chairs to make sure it's not too big. It is a little bit, so I'm just going to scale in the collision as well, just to make sure that the player has enough room to actually get into that drawer. Okay, that's all good. I'm also going to check the collision on the table. Again, I'm going to scale this in too. All right. I'm going to check the collision on the fireplace. I'm pretty sure I did that by hand. Yeah, I did. So that should be fine. Alrighty, that. Now, I want to bring in a mirror back here on that wall. So let's use... I want a really ornate mirror. So let's use this frame. This is actually a picture frame we used outside near the stairs. It's way too big, so let's scale it back. I want it to be quite large though. So I want it to be a real statement on this wall. As far as the height on the wall goes, Sniper Rickers is interesting. I never think to do that. What are we talking about? Are we talking about the lights and the particle effect? Smurpery says large. I think he means large. That might be a little bit too big. We might pull it back a little bit. But I do want it to be quite big. Again, I think I might pull it back a bit more. Now what we need to do is, I need to find the paintings, because we did create, now where is it going to be? We created a painting that fits this here. I could probably get away with using a rectangle actually, but let's see if we can't find the painting. It's going to be a mirror, not a painting, but I just want to use the mesh that we made for the painting. In fact, the easiest way for me to do this is probably going to be to unhide. See, this is what we used last time. And I'm just going to find where that is. Oh, it's actually a square. Okay. Interesting. All right. Oh, that was the one I was thinking. It was a different painting. All right. That's fine. So now I should be able to push to the mesh, isn't it? Yes, it's a mesh. Yes, it's a mesh. So let's duplicate it. Instead of a picture, we're going to call it top pointy mirror. Now I want to go into the bathroom and copy the texture for the, find the texture for the mirror. Where's the bathroom? There it is. Select the mirror, find the material, hide the mirror. Back into the sitting room. Oh, I really should have kept that open. Let me open the material. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a minute so I can see what I'm doing. Now I need to find that mesh again. There it is. Let's open up that mesh. Let's pull this back in. Is there any way for me to find this? Maybe there is. Alright. Hang on. There we go. All right. Now, let's pull that in again. And let's assign that material, which is this one, to that mesh. And save it. Now, where is this? I can never remember where I put things. Even though I have everything nice and organized, I still can't remember where I put things. So one more time. Manor house. Oh, okay. That's not good. I don't want that to happen. And I think it's doing that because it's a prefab. So I'm going to switch that back again. Osutha, hey Osutha, says I got him uploaded to ArtStation. You want to see? Can I link? Yes, but not in Twitch chat. You have to do it on the Discord server, Osutha. So you got 2 separate projects that you finished almost. Yes, pop them on the Discord, not on the Twitch chat, but Discord. I do want to see them, but yeah, you have to put them on the Discord. Let's see, what have I done here? That material. Is this material, which needs to be assigned to that mirror. That's all good. Back to the way it should be. Now if I go into, no, I've got to find where that material is. I knew it. How are we going for time? Again, I'm just going to look for this in the browser. So where is it? Okay, it's under paintings and decorative picture frames. All right. So now we should be able to drag this in and rotate it 90 degrees. Scale it down. Move it up. and bring it forward. I think we'll scale it in a little bit more because it's sticking out on the edges just there and there. And we're just going to make sure we cover the complete circle. Don't go outside the edges. It should be good. Make sure we are up against the mirror. Up against the frame, I mean, not the mirror. Okay, so now we should have a mirror there. Asita says, can I whisper you? I can't access Discord. You don't have to show on stream if you don't want to. Look, I'd love to show it on stream, Asita, but yeah, you can't whisper me links, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have Twitch open, so if you whisper me, I can't actually access it. The best thing to do is to actually join the Discord if you can. You can do it through your web browser. You don't have to install the Discord app. And it's better if you do it on the Discord because then everybody else can see it as well. When I'm not streaming, I mean, you pop it in the gallery or pop it in your portfolio, your ArtStation in the portfolio section. Are you on the Discord? You're not on the Discord, Asutha. If you're not on the Discord, you should join the Discord and pop your ArtStation link in the folios section on the Discord server or pop images in the gallery. If you do that, then I can show them on stream and other people can look at them too. Yeah, Sniper says, are you having a problem accessing Discord? If you're new to the Discord, I or one of the mods can make sure that you get permission to post immediately. When you first join the Discord, there's like a 20-minute cooldown before you can post, but we can override that for you. So, thank you, Sniper Echo. Yeah, send Sniper the link because he's a mod. He can show it or link it for you. All the other Sniper, both of them are either Sniper Girl or Sniper Echo. They are both moderators. They can both help you. I'm just going to go back into lit mode. So at the moment, because I haven't rebuilt reflection captures, it's just reflecting the sky outside, but at least it gives us an idea that there's a mirror there. Now I'm just checking for size and all that sort of jazz. I might bring it down a little bit. I think it might be just a little bit too big still. I think that's better. Much better. So we have a mirror there. We need something for on top of this, and I'm quickly running out of time today. Oh, good. So I see you're on the server now. I'm assuming that's you, Asutha. Utha? Yep. Is that you? If that is you, I've just assigned you the member role, so that means you can post immediately. You did? So you can post on Discord now, Asutha. I've just converted you to a member, so you should not have a problem posting links on the Discord server. No problem. He has permission now, Sniper Echo, to post it as well on Discord. I gave him a member role. So he should be able to do that too himself if he wants to. Okay. Now there's just a few bits and pieces left to do in this room. I want to bring some you-know-what in. I want to bring plants in. That's right. I need to bring reflection captures in, and we need to actually put some stuff on top of this chest of drawers. And then I want to make some just small adjustments to the lighting to get everything to blend in a little bit better. But we're running out of time quickly, so I don't think I'm going to get all that done today. And I also think I might want to put a painting up here, but I don't think I've created the painting I want, so that might have to wait till Monday. We're nearly done though. Almost done with the level. With the room, I mean, not the level. Still a long way to go with the level. What happened there? Looks like I misscaled my mirror.
It was so damn worth to wait. Every second, every day, to wait for you to hold my hand.
There we go. Well, I guess we should do a quick save, shouldn't we, before something happens and I lose my work. And I see you're posting images here in the Discord, which is cool. I'll show that in 2 seconds once it finishes saving. Jizan, hello to you. How are you? Hope you're well. Good to see you, Jizan. So I'm just going to show the images that Asutha posted in the Discord server. Oh, this Twitch stuff. It's really got me riled up, all this Twitch stuff now. Getting rid of the creative category, really. What a Twitch think they're doing. Very nice, Asutha. So what have we got going on here? To the beach, it's called. Very nice. So we have him taking off his shirt. Yeah, it's his shirt. Working with cloth can be difficult, so I think you've done a really good job, actually. Looks really cool. Very nice work. Yeah, it does. It looks really good because yeah, manipulating cloth can be very difficult, and you've done a great job. And there's a head here you've posted, or 2 heads. So you did the StarCraft Kerrigan and a face. So let's check the face out first. But that's very nicely done. And this is a face that Asutha's working on. Again, lovely detailing work you've got going on around the eyes here. It looks really cool. Even down to the pores on the skin. Nicely done. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. Beautiful detailing work. Nice stuff. And also the StarCraft head. Very nice. And again, I like all the detailing you've got going on here on the hair. Looks really cool. Beautiful modeling, sculpting. Yeah, great work. Really lovely. Yeah, I love the hair. The hair looks really good. The whole model looks good. I mean, even down here to her chest. Or his chest, I'm not sure. But yeah, beautifully done. Yep, I understand. JJ, it's good to see you, JJ. All you guys popping in when I'm just about to close down for the day. Hi to JJ. Sorry, JJ, it took me a while to catch up with the chat there. It's good to see you, JJ. I hope you're well. You guys should check out Jizan's art station. He's linked it to his art station. open the link now because I need to sign off for the day. But if you jump to the folios and demo reels section on the Discord server, you can check out, sorry, not Juzan, all of Isutha's work and his ArtStation links. It does, it looks very cool. Beautiful work, beautiful detailing work. Wow, you do have a lot of images, don't you? You probably don't need quite this many images for this model. Just putting that out there. That's quite a lot of images you've got going on. You probably don't need to show them from all those different angles. But that's just my suggestion. But it's your ArtStation, you do what you want. But the model itself is lovely, really beautifully done, really nicely detailed and sculpted. Nice work. All of them nicely done. I like the cloth on this one, and I love the hair on this one. They all look wonderful. Wonderful work, Isutha. We will probably... Thanks for letting me show them on the stream too, Isutha, and thanks for popping them on the Discord server. And remember, guys, if you want any work shown on the stream, join the Phil Does 3D Discord server and post your link in the gallery. Or post links to your portfolio in the folios section. I think what we're going to do is we'll pick this up on Monday next week when I'm back next and finish this room all, because there's not a lot left to do. I just need to bring some plants in, bring a couple of things in for up here, and then make some adjustments, bring in reflection captures and make some small adjustments for the lighting. And then we're going to be done for this room, and then we're going to move to the kitchen. So on Monday we will finish this all. And then on Tuesday, most likely, we will start working on the kitchen. What I'm going to we'll probably start working on doing the UV mapping and the texturing and substance painter for the kitchen before we actually start working on it in Unreal. That's the plan, I think. I think that's the best way to go. Yeah. So again, let's make sure we saved everything. So yes, thanks guys though for being here today and hanging out with me and watching. I do appreciate it. I will be back, of course, on Monday next week at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. That's about midday in Australia, or around 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. If you do want a reminder, you can follow my Twitch page, my Twitch channel here, and you get a reminder that way. Or you can follow my Twitter at PhilDoes3D, because I always post to Twitter when I do go live. You guys, though, have a great weekend. Make sure you wear your masks if you go out. Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to all you guys in the United States. And if you are catching up with family at Thanksgiving, be careful. You don't want to give family members the human malware, and you don't want to catch it. So yeah, try and avoid large groups of people if you can. But I know it's Thanksgiving, you want to catch up with family, so I get all of that. So happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you all again on Monday next week. You guys take care. See you, JJ.